What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Lord PeteyTV here to give you another one of your fantastic updates for what our FXs are going to be this week for our Mythic Pluses. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much for Sub2R for sending these amazing glasses. Also, our green screen and our mounting bracket. Now, just a reminder: make sure you end up using Lord PeteyTV there to get your coupon code. Also, make sure that you end up using that at Rogue Energy Drinks to support the channel. I greatly appreciate it. So this is going to be week, I'm pretty sure it's 17. Take a quick look. I think it's week 17. Yeah, week 17 for our affixes. Now our affixes this week are going to be tyrannical, afflicted, bolstering. So what is that going to mean? So let's talk about that for a second. Tyrannical means bosses do have more health, they deal more damage. Then we have our afflicted, which we had not too long ago, which means these afflicted guys are going to be there. They have to be fully healed or dispelled, so that they can end up going away. And if it's not, then we get 100% health loss there. And then after that, we have our bolstering, which means non-boss enemies are buffed when they're about to die, and increasing damage to 20%. That means they increase to the others. So, all right, let's take a moment, think about that for a second. Where is that going to leave us? Okay. So as I was saying, I'm sorry, I had problems with the sound. I have to redo a portion of this, but so what we're saying is tanks are going to have a problem with dealing with these affixes because they're going to be dealing with lots of damage being thrown around, not only on the ads but on the bosses themselves. So they're going to be having to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with that, which is kind of understandable. So we'll have to end up figuring that out and kind of dealing with that, which I don't think is that bad. Now, there are some dungeons which you end up having lots of pulls. There's some dungeons that you really don't have many pulls on. So we'll just talk about that real quick. So like Brackenite and DPS is going to have to make sure they take down everything at the same time, or bolstering is going to turn into a huge problem with the tanks. They're going to have to end up DPSing super hard on bosses to get them down pretty quick. This is really, really going to be hard for the DPS. I think that the healers are going to have a problem because they're going to have to be dealing with lots of damage coming from the bosses. In addition to the bosses, they're going to end up having to deal with a lot of damage coming from the ads too. So you got to think of that. Now, as for the rest of the stuff, Brackenite Hollow is going to be a problem because there's a lot of big pulls you can do in there. There's going to be a lot of ads that could possibly come onto you. So be very weary of that. Be kind of keeping an eye on it. Try not to overpull on that. Freehold isn't going to be that bad because you're going to have those quick intermittent pulls. So you're going to pull a boss, you're going to continue forward. You're going to pull a boss, you're going to continue forward. So you're going to have that back and forth there. So that's not going to be too bad. Pulls of Infusion, the beginning group of mobs that you're going to be pulling that are normally a problem, they're not going to be that bad with the bolstering because you're going to be able to kill them super quick, and you're not going to be really having to worry about that 20% damage increase. So I wouldn't worry about that. The same thing with the ads going from the second boss to the third boss. It's going to be the same type of situation there. As for Netherian's Lair, there's lots of pulls there and lots of large groups there, so you got to keep an eye on that. And hopefully once you kind of move through that and work through that, it'll be okay. So you got to be careful there. Nefarious, there are a lot of big pulls there, especially with the chains. So if you're doing large pulls with the chains, you sure as heck better kill them all quick because they're going to come back with a vengeance and they're going to hurt. So keep an eye on that. Uldaman, I don't think is going to be bad, except for the bosses. The bosses, like the last boss, is really, really annoying. You need to have a lot of damage to kill that guy in higher keys. You're going to have to deal with a lot of ad groups. Some of them are larger than you want to, so you got to be careful of that because of the bolstering. So I think that place will be kind of annoying. As for the Underrot, you're going to have to deal with lots of quasi larger groups. So be careful of that because sometimes you got to deal with having them, going in and out. And Vortex Pinnacle, as always, it's Vortex Pinnacle. It's just the bosses are kind of just annoying, but they're not too bad. The ads are kind of, those groups are kind of small unless you want to pull larger groups, which I could see you do, but it's going to be, more difficult to do. But I think it'll be okay. So all in all, I think that this week isn't going to be too bad. You just have to kind of deal with the bosses and the ads kind of in a particular fashion, which I think is one way that you guys and gals are going to be able to do. Um, so yeah, I don't think that's going to be too bad. So as always, Lord PeteyTV, I'm here every single day, Monday through Friday on Twitch.tv in the afternoons. Please, go ahead, go there, follow us. Hit that follow button there. Here on YouTube, please make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see, when we're going to be posting videos. We're going to be posting a lot of videos. We're actually working on a second site now for more information to be coming out. So we got a lot of things in the pipeline, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But I want to make sure that you all are enjoying this too. So, well, thank you again, everybody, for hanging out and watching this video. And I will see everybody in the chat and hanging out. And if you have any questions, comments, or anything, please drop them below. Okay. All right. Thanks again. Have a good one. Love you. Dream big. Keep gaming. Bye, everybody.